Hey everyone, my name is Kenny McBride, and today we're going to be talking about some drawings I've been doing over in Procreate. Pretty awesome program. I'm used to Photoshop, but I've been doing these time lapses, and I figured why not? I would share them with you guys. First, I'd like to talk about a comic I've been working on for about a year now. It's drawn based on a D&D campaign with friends where we all play as dwarves, much of which has been drawn in Procreate, so I have many time lapses of many of the pages. Most recently, I've been designing stickers based on the characters from the comic and my friends from the D&D campaign. Leave a comment below and let me know which design is your favorite. I've been sharing my progress of the comic and time lapses on my Patreon. Thank you for your support. Check out links to the comic and Patreon in the description below. So, this drawing, how did it start off? Much like many of my sketches, I don't really have a plan going into it. I just start laying down lines and shapes, kind of with a loose idea of what I might try to be doing. In this case, I was hanging out at a sketch group. The theme was islands, and even though the theme was islands, I was still going to draw one of my usual kind of casual sketches of a lady fairy creature, which is kind of what I always like to draw in my free time. This is one of the earlier times I'm using Procreate too. I come from a background of using mostly Photoshop, so I was still getting used to a lot of the software, but it's pretty natural and very similar to Photoshop in many ways. So once I had like a basic sketch or an idea of something that made more sense than me doodling, I started redrawing it, which it has a lot of the layer options of Photoshop and works pretty much the same way. So now that I've got a basic like fairy lady drawn out, I was like, I need to deck her out with some thematical kind of, decorations and jewelry. So I started drawing like little flowers in her hair and little ornamental things, little things on the legs. That makes it tropical, island-like, right? A demon fairy lady from the island land of wherever. But what's important is I had to add something magical that she was looking at, because I drew her just kind of like jumping and leaping and staring at nothing. So I was like, oh, yeah, let's make sense of this. Because like I said, I started this without a whole lot of thought. But that's kind of how I like to come up with ideas, Don't really have a full plan and just go with the flow and see where the drawing takes you. Color-wise, I started with the skin tone and then just kind of picked some things around that kind of worked and started just sampling colors here and there. What's funny is this drawing was probably done over like an hour or so because I was hanging out and sketching with friends, so time-lapse kind of shortens it down for you. But I just did some basic shading. I like to do simple drawings, not render like crazy, and kind of get a final fun look. This drawing, I started it, I think, while hanging out on break with some friends at work. The first sketch there, you see, I didn't really care for, but then I was like, let's just go with a simple pose. Much like the last drawing, I didn't really know where I was going with this. But as I started to draw a figure and form and see things kind of come through the drawing, I got happier with it, add a hairstyle, figure out what the outfit's gonna be. I don't really know, just kind of working it around. Once again, a little fairy creature. I kind of like fairies. It's my thing. In this case, it was probably one of the first drawings, if not one of the earlier drawings I did in Procreate, so I was still very, very not used to all the brushes and stuff. So I kind of just mixed around, got sloppy and sketchy, and tried a bunch of different things. Not really trying to do a finished piece, just kind of exploring and drawing with the tools, adding color. Tried a little bit of rendering here and there, but ultimately was just kind of having fun with it. Color-wise, went with a more traditional like fairy greens and stuff and thought red hair would kind of complement that. So there you have it, 2 fairy drawing time lapses. Thank you for watching, old and new followers of the channel. Now I'm gonna go walk my dog. Moose, wanna go for a walk? Let's do it.
Oh, let's go.
Sick little back trail. Just walking around with Moose. Hey, Moose? Yeah? Yeah?